Yo, what's up guys, Goody here, back in the video. In today's video, I'll be talking about top 5 best devil fruits for PvP. And before we get into the video, I just want to say that thank you guys so much for the recent support. We're already up to almost 1700 subscribers, and I just wanted to say thank you before we get into the video. So thank you guys so much for that. Also, make sure to join my Discord server and make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. And now let's get into the video. So at number 5, we have Ice Devil Fruit. Ice Devil Fruit is a pretty good devil fruit in my opinion. All of its moves are stun and it does good damage, and a lot of sword users use this fruit as of right now. A lot of bounty hunters use this fruit as well because they just want easy one-tap combos, and they do it with this fruit. They stun you, they spam all their moves or do the combo they want, and it's pretty easy to kill the opponent. So this fruit is really good in my opinion, but the worst part of this fruit is that it does not have good mobility. It doesn't have a flight, it doesn't have anything like that. It just has ice skating, which lets you to move across the ground a bit faster. But if you're Mink, you can use your agility, it will go even more faster. So it's decent mobility, but there are better mobility options than this. And also ice is really good at farming as well because it's a Logia fruit, as you guys know, and all of its moves are AoE, so it's really good for grinding as well as PvP. So it's a really good fruit in my opinion. So yeah, now let's get to the number 4 spot. So at number 4 we have Rubber. Rubber is a really good fruit in my opinion. It does a lot of damage and almost all of its moves are instant. The Gatling gun move just does so much damage and is really good for combos with superhuman in my opinion. And yeah, the other moves are almost instant and they do pretty good damage as well. So it's a really decent fruit in my opinion. And the worst part is that it's not that good for farming because it's not a Logia, it's a Paramecia type, so that's why it doesn't rank up to the best of the best. But still, it's a really good fruit. You guys should have it for PvP, and a lot of bounty hunters use this fruit as well for bounty hunting. So yeah, and the same problem with this fruit is that it lacks mobility. In this meta, mobility is really OP, but this fruit has second gear, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, mobility, I have to talk about mobility because I did it on ice, so I have to talk about it in gum as well. So yeah, this fruit deserves number 4th on my tier list. So yeah, now let's get to the number 3. So at number 3 we have Tremor. Tremor is a really good fruit in my opinion. It does a lot of damage, is really good for combos, and all of its moves are AoE based and are super good for bounty hunting in my opinion because it just does so much damage. All of its moves stun and you can pull off one-tap combos with this fruit in my opinion. Also, I just want to say that this fruit also lacks a lot of mobility, like a lot of mobility. It doesn't have a single move which is used for mobility, and it's really important in this meta, so that's why this fruit is lower. But you can do a lot of stuff with this fruit. A lot of bounty hunters use this fruit as well to bounty hunt, and it's pretty good. But the worst part is if you guys are max, you can use this fruit to PvP, but if you guys are below max, it's really hard to grind with this fruit in my opinion because it's not a Logia, it's a Paramecia, so that's why. But still, a lot of people use this for grinding as well as PvP, so yeah, I cannot say anything about that. So yeah, but this fruit is a really good fruit in my opinion for PvP. So yeah, now let's get into the number 2 spot. So at number 2 we have Dragon. You guys will be really shocked for this decision, but I just want you guys to see the topic of the video: top 5 best devil fruits for PvP. This fruit is really good for PvP, but it lacks some stuff in my opinion. I know it's the broken fruit in the game as of right now, but there are not much combos that you can pull off with Dragon, so that's why I put it below the number 1 spot. Dragon does a lot of damage and it's really good for bounty hunting, but there are, I think so, one better fruit which can do better because it just does so much damage and is really good for OP combos. And yeah, I'll show you one of those combos in this video today as well. But I will rank Dragon at number 2 because it's just really bad for grinding also. But we're only talking about PvP, but still I'm just gonna mention it because I mentioned it with every other fruit as well. So yeah, it does good damage, it's really good for PvP, but still, if you guys know how to fight with other fruits, they can be much better than Dragon because a lot of people just run from Dragon and it's just really so that's why I would suggest you guys to not use Dragon and not make this game so unfair. So yeah, now let's get into the number 1 spot. Before we get into the number 1 spot, I just want to say some honorable mentions because yeah, they deserve to be up on this tier list, but I didn't put them here because a lot of them are really good for combos or PvP for swordsmen. But yeah, so the first honorable mention is paw. Paw is such a good fruit for swordsman and does good damage, but I couldn't rank it here because it's really good for swordsman, but as a fruit itself it's not good in my opinion. So yeah. Also flame is also an honorable mention. It is really good for PvP and grinding. Also it does good damage and pretty good for combos as well, but I just couldn't rank it on this tier list as well. And then at last we have rumble. Rumble is really good for swordsman, as I said for paw. These fruits are pretty good for swordsman, but yeah, I just didn't want to mention them because this video is all about devil fruit mains, so that's why I just didn't mention them. So yeah, now let's get into the number 1 spot. So now finally the number 1 fruit in the game for PvP in my opinion is dough, and I clearly do not own this fruit right now, so that's why I just didn't say it. I'm just kidding. This fruit deserves to be at the number 1st spot. This is such a good fruit for combos and does a heck of a lot of damage. I'll show you guys right over here. One sec. I'll go to the NPC and show you a really OP combo that I made, but this combo you guys have to have really good aim in my opinion. So yeah, but this fruit is not good for grinding in my opinion. Only the fried doughs and the carved dough and the restless dough barrage is good for grinding. The sticky dough is not good for grinding unless you're grinding a boss. But still, this fruit is really good. It has mobility, does a lot of damage, and is really good for combos and swordsmen as well. So a lot of people use this fruit, and recently it's in stock, so a lot of people are using it again. So that's why I just had to pick this up from the shop. And yeah, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. It means a lot to me, and please make sure to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.